very proud to introduce Muzhgan Afzal to Verda One on the stage in Marriott Marquis. Mark this day, and let's hear it from Muzhgan. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum, and a warm hello to everybody from the U.S. Pioneers team. Very excited to be here. I did get jealous a few times when my brother would always go and send us pictures. So yeah, so I'm here now, and it's very exciting to be here and like to share my experience in Verda. Been in Verda since 2020, and April, I believe. But anyway, so just a little bit about me. I'm originally born in Afghanistan, but I was we left when I was a very little girl due to the conflicts, and has since then have been raised in the U.S. and currently reside in California with my family. I went to University of Portland, majored in political science, and I'm right now currently working full-time as a research analyst at the University of California. And of course, I'm also a founder of a authentic Afghani bakery goods. It's called iSweets and Delights. And that's also launched around the same time when I joined Verda, so two things at the same time. And then of course now I have reached my star level, so that's another job that I do on the side. My experience, I guess, to join Verda was of my previous experience that I had in real estate. I did real estate, traditional real estate in US for 10 years. And I did that only because I wanted to generate income since I had 3 kids, and I was a stay-home mom, so I wanted to make sure I could attend to them, but at the same time do some kind of work. So that's why I went to real estate. The schedule was flexible, and that was the only reason I went to it. So with that, the traditional real estate in the States is that where, it's a process. It's not I'm not sure how other countries are, but in the US, I find it hideous process, because to be an agent or a consultant, you have to be licensed. And then of course, take courses and pass exams, be certified by the state. One step. The next step, like I think Brother Othman was saying, that you have to be contracted with the broker. And then of course, that itself is another issue. And it's just a process going from being a broker, now you're ready to go out there and be on your own, basically. You are self-employed. You do have to advertise for yourself. You have to brand yourself. So it's a lot of work. And then finally, you find a client that's ready to buy a property. And to buy a property, let's say you find a new couple that are interested in finding a home. They've been working, usually for one example, an average, let's say an apartment to buy in that area is $500,000, a 2-bedroom. So in order to be approved for a loan, you have to at least have a savings of $100,000, because that's how the market works there at this time. So anyways, you have to walk through with the clients through all these steps. Once they're pre-approved, then it's a process of finding the property, searching, driving, and I did this. I drove sometimes 6-7 hours, and times I had to put the kids in the car and say, let's go, we got to show my clients property, because that's the only way I could do it. So anyways, this is a process until they find a property. Depending on the market, again, if it's a buyer's market, yeah, you'll sell fast, but if it's not, then of course it'll take months. And then of course, once they find you have an offer contract signed, then you got to go to escrow, which is another 45 days. So, luckily, hopefully there's no hiccups in the system, or at least with the client's issues or taxes or anything. Finally, maybe within 6 to 7 months, you close. So that's a traditional real estate. And having that experience, when Verda was introduced to me, I had received actually the pamphlet from Hussein, but then I remember the same time my brother sent it to me, and he was texting back and forth, telling me and explaining, and then walked through the whole pamphlet and explained the whole business. I immediately really said I'm in, because the concept is a very, very excellent concept, a very genius idea. And thanks to the board members for putting that together and offering it to us. So yes, definitely I thought it was perfect. And then also I thought, well, how easy can it be that I can do this from the comfort of my home with affordable. Uh, the risk was very little, so I said, let's do it. So that's why real estate tech has become so much convenient for me as an experienced real estate agent. So definitely the affordability, the convenient, remotely working, uh, it's easy to get into a fractional real estate. I don't have to wait and see if my clients can save $100,000. So for that, this whole real estate tech and using technology. I mean, the past 2.5 years, all my meetings have been remotely. We've signed up and we've sent, we've closed. It's all been remotely. So this is very, very much, it's less different, very different than my traditional real estate. So that's one of the key reasons that I have joined and Verda is because of this convenience that it offers, the affordability of it, and the concept is a great idea. So this is one thing that I do on the side besides my full-time job. I do work remotely because, since the pandemic hit, they figured they're saving a lot of money, so let's keep them remote. So I have my work computer, everything is there, and then I turn around, I have my laptop for Verda, and so I'm kind of like rotating back and forth when I am working. So it's very convenient to do two jobs at once. So that was my reason and one of the takes that I had on Verda when it came to real estate and using technology, and especially now that we have the blockchain and all the STO and link to it, it's even better. Another concept that I have, idea that I have been doing when I started doing my presentations was being a woman myself and a mother, it's hard. We are challenged, but at the same time, I thought, well, empowering women and youth in real estate, I find it are two gems that are really need to be focused on. Because there's a lot of women that do want to work, but unfortunately for whatever reasons, they're not able to. So therefore I figured introducing this, and I actually put my presentation, I removed the business presentation word from the business presentation, from Verda's business presentation into writing it, empowering women in real estate, which has actually, I need to show you, I want you to be introduced. It's real estate, but at the same time, it's an investment that you're going to gain from, you're going to grow financially, and you can share it with your family and others. So this has been one of my other key, I guess you could say, tools that I have been using. My first tool, the first time that I did a business presentation, I did that. I said, okay, hey girls, I'm showing you guys, I want to empower you guys into real estate. It was my first presentation. I said, by the way, I don't know what I'm going to, I might make a fool out of myself, but just bear with me. I want to get your feedback. And we did it. It was very good. We got a $5,000 sign up just from that. So this has now increased, and there's a big demand for more of these events just for focusing on women, because women do have a big network. They do socially they socialize very well. So this is a very, very good group of people that you focus on, because they can invite their family and friends and build that network. There's a big network there, but it's just a matter of finding the right approach and connecting with them. So, and then of course the youth. What impressed me with the youth is that I've had one-on-one meetings and presentations with the youth, and when I present to them, they get it right away. It took me a long time. It really did. It took me a long time to get it, not the concept, be brave enough to do the presentation so I don't I felt like I need to make sure I know everything before I could present. But it was new. I had no idea what blockchain was. I had no idea what STO is. So this was like, okay, how does this work? How do you do the calculations? I remember texting my brother, and I was saying many times about these formulas and all that stuff. But when I talk to the young they get it. I actually sometimes question them. I'm like, are you sure? They're like, yes, I got it. I said, okay, then here we go. And then they sign up themselves. So that is another key place that I have to work, because of course they're motivated, and I think the future is under their feet on growing the business. I myself actually have, my 3 kids are all in it, and my youngest is the most motivated one. He's only 11, very motivated. And of course, I don't know if some that have attended my meetings that we do monthly, I usually try to make it a more educational by having a game called Kahoot. Pretty much put questions in there from the meeting that we covered, just like a refresher to see, hey, did you kind of get anything that we talked about? Did you learn? You know, it's a training part. And he's usually attending the first 2 times. He attended it, and he put his name anonymously, but actually he won because he was listening to the meetings, and you know, they catch fast. So that just shows that how fast and how eager they are, but we really do need to take their hand and guide them. So those 2 areas are what I've been doing also, and introducing Verda to such groups. And actually it's been very, very impressive that I've got a very positive feedback on that. Action plan. What we do in US, so far we do monthly meetings. And of course it was online until just recently we did an in-person meeting. My action plan is usually how I work it is my objective. I have to set up my objective and what the goal I am trying to reach. What is my objective and the goal that I have? I mean, am I trying to reach who? That goes like under the category of, okay, who am I going to be talking? Who am I going to approach? Who am I going to invite? I categorize that. I do analyze people to say, you know, this and that. Maybe too much, I think, but at the same time, I do kind of categorize people to see who we can approach, is approachable. Because I don't want to trouble myself if I know that they're not gonna, but at the same time, I still do it. I'm like, let's dare myself and do it. So the first goal is my objective. I set my objective, who and what. The next part is organization. How I organize it, definitely, I don't know if those who've seen my flyers or who have attended my meetings, I try to really focus on being organized and be on time management, time yourself, put time efforts on site, what you're gonna do, have an agenda, and go from there. So if you're organized, then of course, the next thing is, after you've introduced and you've done your presentation, then it's a consistency, follow up. I'm very consistent in following up. I text people, they don't respond, I text them again and over. I think they get tired, then they respond to me. So yes, consistency. That has definitely helped. Some people just got so tired, like, you know what, I'll sign up, just leave me alone. So that worked. And then persistency. Then the persistency part is evaluate yourself every 2-3 months. Is it working what you're doing? Is it not? What changes do you need to make? What approaches do you need to change? So that's one of my key things is that I do, like, evaluate. And I work with Ahmed because we correlate the Indonesian team to come and attend. And so I do approach it sometimes like, hey, this is not working. I need to change it. This is how I feel it. So always you reevaluate yourself because you have to. You cannot continue the same system or approach because things change. There's different groups you're approaching. So those are my main action plans that I use. So what worked and was my practice. I actually would sit down and listen to the English presentations over and over because they were on YouTube, and I would pause it and listen, pause and take notes because I'm a visual person. I have to write. Once I wrote, then it stuck in my head. So then I would pause and, you know, play it again, back and forth many times. Or what I would do is while I'm working in the morning remotely, I would just play it as my backup music. So I would, okay. And thank you. And the same thing goes with the STO and the blockchain. There's a lot of information out there. There's a lot of resource, a lot. You just search and it comes there, and we do provide for our team members. We're constantly sending information. They're not going to respond, but I have a feeling they get it and they do check it. So there's a lot of resources, and that's what I did. I would, if you, well, I didn't take a picture of my work area, but I have so many sticky notes about everything. So when I even do my presentation, they can't see my back stage. So I sit there and I have notes and this and that, and it's good because that's how it helps me to educate myself when I'm presenting it. So I lacked confidence too at the beginning. I was so nervous to present. I would ask Ahmed, "Can you present, please? I'll just watch. Can you present? I'll watch," because I was trying to listen. But at the same time, I felt bad because we were in such a time difference that I thought, "Oh, this is not working," because I cannot have my clients sit there and wait. Time difference. So it didn't work. So I pushed myself. I said, "No, I got to do it myself. This is not going to work this way." So then, that's the key thing: is to be educated, know your concept, know the philosophy of the business, so you could educate when you're presenting. Practice your presentation. I would talk to myself a lot when I had to present. So that was one. I've actually invited friends. I said, "I know you're not into this stuff, but I'm going to have you sit and watch me present. And I want your feedback." Because, or actually, and then sometimes I'll be honest, in front of the mirror. I would sit there and talk to myself in front of the mirror because I'm like, I've got to learn how to present. So practice. Practice does good. And of course, the back office training. Play with your dashboard. Play with it. See it, how it is, it works. There's a lot of information on the dashboard itself. And answers a lot of questions too if you get into it. So those are a few things that I've done. I've messed up on my dashboard. And of course, it's been fixed thanks to the support team. So those are my tactics that I done to help myself now present. Now we are able to present. Finally, we did our first in person, and we're continuing to do this and continuously work on that. And definitely, we had a very, very positive feedback, and there's more in demand for that. So that was pretty much my experience, and that's what we're continuing to work on. So that was it. Thank you.